And indeed, for all of those people now joining online, as we've already welcomed those in our midst, all 50,000 apostles assembled. And it's an absolute joy, Jenny, as we come on this Father's Day. And being Father's Day, of course, we wish all of the fathers on both sides of the veil a very special, happy day. And of course, all the richest blessings. When we think of Father's Day, of course, as we've gone through likewise the Lord's Prayer, we open with Our Father, and we immediately think of the higher aspect as well. Our Father, all of that brilliant guidance and everything else. After all, we come together to worship, not only to gather in our own company, but to remember, to revere, to have that reverence and awe. And what a beautiful reminder, the opening words. Our Father who art in heaven. And so it is that we give thanks in all ways. We are so blessed.
We certainly are.
I thought you were going to say more than that. I'm glad you said that. and so as we take those steps forth, we remind ourselves exactly what this is all about. As to why we are here, why we come together with that reverence, that respect, that awe, that majesty. And the reverence is the big component. Reverence, another word for respect. We respect, and we have respect for the wisdom, the love, the light, all of divine creation. But then the extension of that is that we respect ourselves for having the awareness to even take notice of this, but to remind ourselves again that we are part of this journey. Every thought and creation, every word, every aspect of us should be and ought to be and can be a reflection of divinity. After all, are we not inspired to do the best we can to shine our God-given light for the benefit of all and sundry? For every single person, for every living thing? Are we not inspired to do the right thing in all ways? After all, we think of our respective fathers. I certainly think of my father, I think of his father. I never met my mother's father, but we think of our respective fathers. I have fantastic memories, beautiful guidance, unconditional love, and always inspiration, a great inspiration, not only encouraging me, but providing that excellence in terms of example. And it's the same, I know, Jenny, I witnessed you this morning in speaking with your father. And it's the same reverence that you hold and extend toward your father. This is what it's about. Again, we commemorate a day, Father's Day. But I'm sure we all hold that reverence and that respect, that love, our unconditional love for our fathers. Not only on one day of the year, but do we all go mad and forget Dad for the rest of the year? Of course not. And so it ought to be the same approach with God, with divinity. That's my humble and sincere belief.
Yes, and I believe that's many people's view as well. We truly open our hearts to connect to the divine and recognise, as given before, Gordon, in relation to the Lord's Prayer, when we open with our Father.
Yes.
But it is because we look at the Father as a protective body, but one that we can turn to in times of need, but also knowing that we are truly loved and protected, that we are inspired and guided by that divine light. And also too, we look to our Heavenly Father, recognising that the more that we connect to our heart, to love, we realise that there is so much more that we conquer. We connect. I always think of my father, and we used to call him, because his name's Brian, we used to always call him Brian the Lion. And he would chase us around like a lion when we were children. and, tickle us and things like that. But it's a memory that it reminds us, as well as the playfulness, but also to remember that of the roar of the lion and its respect. And this is, we look to the Father too as the discipline, as the guiding force that comes forth to remind us of our strength, of our courage to move through life. And we respect that. We need to look at that ourselves. And yes, it is a happy Father's Day to Gordon as the father of the Lighthouse, the House of Light, but also the father of One Light Federation. And when Melchizedek came forth with, again, the guidance to bring forth One Light Federation over 10 years ago now, and when that light came in, and it was a guiding light, a powerful light that reminds us that we are so much more, and that there is so much more for us to give under the guidance of a father figure. And also too, we look at the father figures, those who take on the role of father. There is so much to be appreciated, and it is with love and gratitude that we look to all those. But the most important thing, as we all come back down to, is love. And we have that understanding of love is so crucial in the world. And exactly the simple message that Jesus taught when he was on earth. The simple fact, just love one another as I have loved you. I love you regardless of what you say to me or do to me. I still love you. And having the understanding that I forgive you because you don't know. Isn't that truly beautiful? Isn't that truly the most divine blessing? And that if all mankind was to embrace that simple message, we would all be living in a very loving, peaceful environment right across the earth plane. And again, when we give permission for ourselves, and it is giving permission that we be a loving being. And Spirit came forth, and as we shared on our website as well, what would love do? And what would love do in any situation? And Spirit, our Spirit team, which is Jesus and Melchizedek, our fathers, and this is exactly, so we say Happy Father's Day to Melchizedek and Jesus, our fathers who have guided us to bring forth the Lighthouse, the House of Light, to bring forth One Light Federation. Because it's through their love, their guidance, their support, and their wisdom that we are here today. And that is why we come forth. And if we continue to spread their word, then we are then providing to everybody what our Father in heaven speaks. But exactly asks. But are we willing to accept? And also they've been really encouraging us to do the checklist. Am I coming from a place of love? Are these words loving? Was this action of love? So we're connecting to love and an intention. We need to come to that understanding that we are beings. So then in order to become a being, we be. And so then we need to be that love, that guidance that our fathers have taught us. And so our fathers is Melchizedek and Jesus. Well, our fathers because they're the fathers that guide us forth. And so when we embrace their wisdom and we are reminded constantly of humility, but of pure of heart. And what a wonderful feeling. And even when we were singing Here I Am, Lord, I was aware of the presence of Jesus with me. And when it was with me, and I'm not going to get emotional, Jesus. But when he came forth just then while we were singing, and it was with me that and as I said to Gordon, remember to say Happy Father's Day to those on both sides of the veil. And Jesus reminded me that during his ministry, his father had passed. And again, so his father was in heaven during a Father's Day, not that they celebrated Father's Day then. But at the same time, every day was a Father's Day because we celebrate to the Father the protector, the greater love, but we look at it, the Father within ourselves. Remember that all that we need is within us. We have Father, Mother within. We have that understanding of the vibration of the Father, Mother of us. And then it's in peace and harmony that they merge together as one, because we are one. When we realise that we are the God within us, and the God is all of love and light, the God is spirit. And so then our spirit is truly pure. And so we connect to the guidance that we need, and it comes from a place within. And so as we establish a greater relationship with the God within ourselves, we remember that the more that we move into the stillness, which means that we be still in the presence of our own truth, that is what helps us rise and shine. And the more that we rise and shine, the brighter we become, but the more that we are then aligned to our true being, our true self. And so this is why Spirit will always say, move closer to God, which is the God within ourselves. So isn't it that if you can then visualize, and they're giving me beautiful visions of Mother Father within us, so that we move back home to Mother Father, the male and female aspect of being truly loved in that way of being nurtured. Remember our Father in the sense of Melchizedek, our Father, here as an enlightened being that comes forth and provides the wisdom. That when he comes forth, remember, he comes forth with the furnace of light, a beautiful prayer that he brought forth in honouring ourselves as being, I am a furnace of light. So our Father is reminding us of all that we are, exactly the same as my earthly Father would remind me of who I am. And he would often always encourage me to give life a go, take a chance. And he would always encourage to believe in yourself so that you then can take that step forward. And with that support of Father, and having that understanding that when you have a Father support, when you have that backbone, anything is possible. When someone truly believes in you, anything is possible. And you would give it a go. And it reminds me of a very, very special time when I was only about 10. And we were at a picnic and they started running races. And they called up all the girls under 10 to come forward in that year level. And I looked at all the girls and they were so much taller than I. And my dad said, come on, get in to go. And I said, you've got to, Dad, look at the size of them. I could never win this race. I could never. And he said, just get on with the race. And I have faith, yours, even though you're little, you're very fast. And he said, go in and just have a go. And he was really encouraging me. And so the look in his eyes, I thought, well, I can't let him down by refusing not to go in the race. So I did. And he's standing on the sideline. And I'm looking at him. He's going, you know, and encouraging me and having belief in myself. Believe in yourself. You can do it. You can do it. You can outrun them because you're so much faster because they're taller. Anyway, so when the whistle blew and off we went, and I couldn't believe it. My dad's running down the side.
He beat you.
And we were running, and I was just running like the wind. I'm like, I won. And my dad's jumping in the air. I knew it. I knew you could do it. And I couldn't believe it. I just ran and just focused on that line in front. And when I won, I was so surprised that I won the race. But again, it showed me, and it's something that I'll never forget. Because it's a moment that when someone, like your father, really believes in you, that anything is possible. When you connect to that belief system, and when you know that somebody is cheering you on that side and enjoying every moment of every stride you take, you're together and engaged in that moment. And it was a very special moment, and it's a moment that will live with me forever. To never lose sight of victory. And so it was that beautiful, warm connection that I still treasure, truly. But I treasure all the guidance that we have. And isn't it that spirits say the same thing to us? About know, believe, and rest. We need to believe in ourselves, but we need to know that we can do it. I could have been a chicken, so to speak, and not even entered the race. And I am so pleased and proud that I did, to show my dad as well as myself that you need to give it a go to even know. Because if I didn't even go in the race, how would I have known? So again, this is what life has to offer. We need to take, when doors open, we need to step through them. And that is like a door that opened at that time. We need to walk through the doors and experience life. Regardless of outcome, we learn from it. And it is through this engagement of spirit that we become more of the furnace of light. We remember the love, the light, the power, and the strength and the might of who we truly are. And it is through that prayer that Melchizedek is brought forth. So here it is, our Father, who's teaching us, has called all of us, I am a furnace of light. So every time we say it, we are reminding ourselves that this is who we are. And it is that beautiful, glorious fire within us that creates. You know, when we have that fire of passion and drive and creativity and inspiration, we feel it building and building. But then we need to live it, to be it. We need to bring it into life. And there is so much glory in all that life has to offer.
It's so true, Jenny, and extending that and applying it across to the higher aspects again. That great inspiration which was shown to you, which you accepted, then you ran with it, embraced it, and again you proved not only to yourself, but to your Father, which was a massive reward for him. But so too, we have the opportunities from divine inspiration. Divinity, the highest of spirit, have so much belief, faith, and trust in each and every one of us. It's exactly the same message, the application. And again, is it that we will give our best, that we will strive with all of our power, our might, our belief, and prove not only to ourselves, but to the highest?
Indeed.
Exactly.
And Spirit said this morning, and the will to survive is so precious, as it instills within us the privilege to be present on earth and enabled to live and experience in order to grow, learn and shine, thereby contributing to life and others who are connected and yearning for greater growth and understanding of the way, to be productive and successful through the course of the journey. So then we realise that life is to be lived, to have the experiences so that we grow. As we strive, we thrive. The will and desire to be the creation that God planned. We remember, so here's, God saying that we need to become connected to the plan. We all have a destiny. We all have purpose. It is when we are united with that purpose, with that plan, that we then create, that we be that expression. God knows us. And so we need to become closer to God so that we know the plan that God has for us. It's so simple, isn't it? Let us move from ordinary to extraordinary. And Spirit gave us this beautiful wisdom on Thursday, and it was reminded again when I was typing the tuning this morning. Because we need to move into that. We need to know, I am a furnace of light. I am that beautiful furnace of divinity, of purity, that wishes to create and to really embrace all that I am, so that I can truly be the true expression of I am. Spirit said, we await for further news and embrace the wisdom, so as to prepare us and support our purpose knowing that as we engage in the divine vibration, we are embarking on higher ground, which means we are moving into higher ground. We're moving upward. We are moving closer to more pure, wiser vibration. We're receiving the clarity so that we have greater understanding of the purpose of living. Spirit said, it is in acknowledging that we come to appreciate time, especially the time when bathing in peace and harmony, which continues to feed and soothe the soul, which enables love to expand and healing to take place. Because when we truly surrender and have that understanding that as we're being fed, we are surrendering to receive the wisdom so that we can grow. And when we grow, we heal. We continue to heal the soul, the scars that we have, the wounds, the disappointments that we have had in life needs healing. And we understand and appreciate that because we remember, though, that we are a soul, and all the experiences that we have ever had during our life has helped us in becoming more aware of our greatness. Because we have said yes to experience. Really take that on and then recognize your strength and courage in saying, yes, I will take on this experience. And then you will start to truly honor yourself and recognize the strength and the power of you, that might that has said, yes, okay, I'll do that. I'll take that on. And sometimes we take on something for somebody else. And that's part of a soul group. Sometimes we will wear a wound. We'll take that. And so this is love. Enormous love. Unconditional love that we take on as a soul group. Spirit said, we favour and savour the moments of closeness, the moments in stillness with the loving, nurturing energy. Sacred moments restore our faith and belief in the glorious power of our truth. So when we embrace with this truth and we bathe in the glory of all that we are, and always remember too, Melchizedek keeps reminding me constantly, when we feel challenged, I am a furnace of light. He's reminding us all that when we remember to recite that, it helps us restore our faith in ourselves. We remember then that we are truly glorious. We are the furnace. And being a furnace of divine, pure, loving light, all is transformed within that furnace. As anything comes to us that isn't of love, transform it. I transform it. I transform it to love and light. But it also means that I see through the experience. I see through you and the love that you are teaching me. We recognize every experience is coming from love. And if we see that, we then are able to cope with the challenge, with an experience that sometimes can pull us down. Okay, I am a furnace of light and this challenge comes to me, but I engage with it with love and light. And I give thanks for the experience, the wisdom that comes from this experience. That is being the furnace. Take a moment to truly digest that, to accept it. Because we are all beings, spiritual beings. We are all spirit. We are all spirit. Let it be that we remember to move closer to our true spirit of love and light. That is the God within us. So when we move closer to God, we remember that I am a furnace of light. I am glorious because the God within me is glorious. It's the same as by saying, be still and know that I am God. It's moving into the stillness and connecting to the God self. And we then remember that I am purposeful and that God within me has greater plans for me. And I am the furnace of light that will take every step with faith, knowing that our Father believes. And when we truly believe in that, anything is possible. Meaning that we climb the mountain, but we own it. We truly own it. And it's so beautiful because while I'm saying all this to you, my spirit team is showing me the most spectacular visions and reminding me too that we are so much more than you will ever know. But it is when you engage with the divine, when you truly merge with the greatness of the power of love, light, that we remember that we are an extension of it. We are truly the extension of God. And so this is why too, another beautiful mantra that comes out, Spirit will often say, let God come out to play. Meaning, let the God of you come to the fore. Be the forerunner. We are truly a furnace of light. A loving, mighty light, expressing and transmuting all that is not of love, so as to be closer and enriched by the power divine light. The purity of heart keeps you aligned with the divine spark, and you are truly bathing in the awesome truth of God and that I am. We come to have a greater understanding of the journey, and this awakens our heart to further illustrations of love. We are mesmerized by its beauty, that we engage to better our existence. Oh, life so glorious in so many ways.
Yes, beautiful, Jane, beautiful. Great wisdom, and again, it's not lost on any of us, I'm sure. Spirit, as in our Father, you spoke of Melchizedek providing, as does Jesus, and they communicate right through you. We've witnessed this many times. But they provide this wisdom, and so, likewise our friend Samuel, but they provide this wisdom as they did this morning. That's the first time it's been read in public. That's all hot off the press. It came again from the highest of spirit. They provide us the wisdom.
And again, wouldn't it be that you say the word of God?
Yes.
This is the word of God.
It is.
This is the word of our Father.
It is.
And also too, we have this available to us every day.
Correct.
Every day, Spirit bring forth this wisdom. But it is to empower us, enlighten us. But it's also to be an expression of the divine. And the more that we acknowledge the wisdom, then we become one with it. So let it be now that we move into the stillness and move into meditation. And as we move into meditation, this is the time that we prepare. And we prepare a special place within our mind, acknowledging now that as we prepare this space, that our intention is to merge closer, to move closer. And so now, as you see yourself in a ball of light, knowing that you are protected and that you are protecting your energy. You are protecting the light of you, all that you are. And you become more aware of the softness. You become more aware of the grace. And as you allow the peace to truly bathe you, as you give permission for yourself to move into the stillness and to be at peace. You become aware of the vibration at your feet. You become aware the healing energy now flowing through your body, giving permission for the vibration to rise, allowing your heart center to truly open and engage with the divine loving light that now nurtures, that now provides. And you become aware that at this moment you are standing on top of a glorious, magnificent mountain. And as you stand on top of the mountain with the most beautiful views all around you, aware that all that you see is empowering. You are connecting to all life force. And as you engage in the vibration, you become aware of the strength. You become aware of the power. And it is through the strength and the power of the mountain that you remember that you too are powerful. And all that you see inspires you. All that you see helps you move into a sense of awe, as you are one with the beauty of all that is on display. And you are here because you have been called to be here. You are here to stand on the top of a mountain to know that you can conquer. To be above so that you can have a greater understanding, a greater perception. And so at this moment, you allow this strength and majesty to help you release and let go of any challenges within your life. Knowing that as you stand on the mountain, that you have conquered, that you have the strength and the courage to rise above all things, that you remember that you are powerful in your own right, that the love and light within you is enormous, is glorious. Allow the purity of your heart, the connection with God, strengthen you and provide you with the wisdom, with the skills, with the healing. So now as you stand on the mountain, you realize that indeed you are not alone. And you feel a beautiful warmth that moves through your body. And it is through this warmth that you bathe and that you awaken to further power. You become aware of a vision before you, and this is of you in days to come, in time, in the future. And you will see now yourself healthy, glowing in light. You will become aware that the light continues to lift you, that the light provides an image of a destiny this moment you are a willing participant in God's plan. And you trust that your destiny awaits and that you will truly shine. You have belief that greater things are coming for you. You see yourself radiant, being the furnace of light. Truly embracing your power and light. And with all that you are love. And it is the love that shines forth, providing all that you need so that you can truly occupy this sacred space. Let it be that you are truly peaceful to be. Remember, here I am. I am the participant of life. I stand upon the earth as an expression of the divine. I radiate the love and light so as to help lift the vibrations of earth, to help the healing upon the earth, to lift and raise the vibration so that all remember that we are one, the unification of spirit. I am present in the presence of my righteousness and truth. And the truth awakens me to the glory of me. I am peace. And as you now feel the loving vibration encompass you, the loving embrace remind you that you are always watched over, that you are never alone. The encouragement to go within to truly connect to all that you are. And allow yourself to rise into the heavenly vibration within you so that you connect to the beauty, to the divine love and light of God, so that you are truly comforted, enlightened and enriched. And so now see yourself standing on top of the mountain, happy, peaceful, radiating and glowing. This is your time. Allow this life to be your best. Conquer all your fears. Remember, you are purposeful. Allow yourself to be one. A united force with your truth. Be free to express all that you are. And allow the peace and calm to continue to encompass you until you go home. But move inwardly to be home. In the heavenly vibration, be one and closer to God. allow God to speak through you in every way. And so now as you feel the earth beneath your feet, with love and gratitude for this time of having a greater understanding of life, of bathing in healing vibration, connecting to divine source. And as you feel the earth beneath your feet, taking in a deep breath now, bringing your focus back on your physical body, giving thanks with gratitude for your body to continue to live your life with love. And as you now move your fingers and toes, bringing your awareness back to the present, and when you are ready, opening your eyes.